With your support, more transition-age foster youth can heal, grow, and thrive.
Welcome back, folks. Franco Vega, your host of RightWay Podcast, where you know our theme is 10 minutes of healing the right way. This is part 3 with our lovely alumni, Johna. I hope you guys listened to 1 and 2, heard her story, where she came from, then her experience in Hollywood with the Jimmy Kimmel Show. And now she's back working on her own projects, and we're so excited about that. So let's talk about your own projects. What you got going back?
So right now, I am working on closing up a pilot program that I just wrote myself. I wrote the curriculum. Not myself, but with my mentor Christina, who's working the festival with me. We got a contract for $90,000 from the county of Los Angeles. $90,000. Well, we got approved for $180,000, but then they had more organizations that applied and admitted. You know what I mean? Yeah. And got approved, and so it went. They was like, we got too many organizations, so we're gonna have to give you half of what you was approved for, which is still a win, right? Yeah, and we're wrapping up that program now.
Is that with a specific district with the county, or that's just
Los Angeles County?
Okay.
And it was with the Brick Foundation, DEO.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so I got funded through
there. Did our supervisor hook you up, Holly Mitchell? She play a role?
Possibly.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Because she loves us. You know, I love Holly Mitchell. But
Supervisor Holly Mitchell, 2nd District.
Yeah, shout out to her. Yes. But yeah, we're wrapping up that program now. I'm currently I'm recording music. I'm working on actually releasing a mixtape or an EP because people keep asking, and I'm just sitting on all these musics and stuff that I got. So I am going to release that.
Well, we love your spoken words.
Thank you.
And I know, educate my audience and my old behind. What's the difference between spoken words and just rapping, hip hop?
I feel like the speed of it. And spoken word is more like, honestly, that's a good, if you ask me, I literally started rapping. I started with spoken word and then it turned into rap because it's so similar. To me, I feel like it's the same thing, just the cadence is different. The speed is different. The BPM is different, right? With a spoken word, you're going to take your time. You want to enunciate. You want to make sure every word is hitting. And the same thing with music, right? But in music, you got to do a certain cadence. You got to go with the flow of the beat or like ride the beat, whatever that looks like. Where in spoken word, you kind of have the creative control to kind of make it what you want, make that piece kind of like what you want it. Like you are the beat, right? Wow. And so how you perform that piece is what's going to catch people's attention because it's a cappella versus music. You got a beat to catch people's attention.
Wow, so it's your voice.
Yes, it's your voice, you know. And so I think, which is more powerful than anything, which is why I think I'm a stronger spoken word artist than I am a performer, you know. But
my girl Lauryn Hill, she sounds like she comes from spoken words, even though she raps. She's awesome, but I can see her doing poetry, or like her, or like Erykah Badu. You know,
they probably do.
They probably do.
They probably do. And then music is like singing is just like one of the ways that they express it. You know what I mean? You don't know how many songs I wrote that turned in, how many spoken words I wrote that turned into
music.
Into music. Wow. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, like, okay, cool, you know. But I'm trying to start a new category called spoken rap, where I mix my spoken word and my rap together. And not all my music is like that, but there's certain pieces I wrote in spoken word and certain verses I wrote in music, and I'm like, these just flow so perfect.
And you mix them, you gel them together.
Has
anyone done that?
I've never seen it done.
Okay,
and so I continue to like perform. I know, that's what I'm like, hold on, maybe. And then somebody else go probably try to take the turn before I hop on. But yeah, I call it spoken rap because I do spoken word and then I do rap and I intertwine them together, and it just flows so perfectly, you know. And for me, as an artist, first of all, I grew up, my brothers did music. My mama was a rapper. So music was always around me. You know, my brothers and them used to beatbox on the table and freestyle and you know what I mean? And so music was always around me, right? And it was the message that I had to find. So when I found Sid, and I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and I started being exposed to different things, and my mind just, I don't know if the chemicals in I don't know what it was, but my brain just started like shifting, like the way I thought about things, the way I saw things. And I came here to RightWay Foundation, and then it's just like, I'm sharing this to say, there's so many tools that I got along the way in my journey that made me a better artist, a better writer, a better person to be able to articulate what it is that I was going through. And I know here, one of the things that really stuck with me was the saying, turning our pain into power, right? And so I had been through so much in my life, right? and probably not nearly as much as some others, but I had my own trials and tribulations, and I had to figure out how to take that and turn it into power. How can I not be a victim no more? Because it's easy to be a victim and blame everybody else, but how can I look and take accountability for what I can be accountable for, and translate this into music and use it to talk to others, right? And the only way I was able to do that was to be honest about my pain and be out and realize the power that I had to be able to move to power. Because if you don't know that you're powerful, if you don't know that you have power, it's hard for you to move to it. Like, what you mean pain of power? I ain't you know what I mean? I ain't powerful, but it's like we are all powerful in our own way, right? And so I literally take what I do and I use it to not only try to make a difference in somebody's life, but really the reason I do it is for the young people. Because the way I deliver, the way I perform, the way I say my music, a lot of young people can connect to it and can relate to it. And that's really why I started writing to begin with. How can I get these young people to listen? The people in my projects, how can I get them to listen? The kids that I'm going to talk to in the juvenile halls, how can I get them to listen? You know, these kids that I'm mentoring in foster care, how can I get them to listen? Because talking to them, they be like, you just lecturing me, right? They literally look at it as a lecture. But if I come and I perform for you and I say the same thing that I'm saying to you in a conversation, you like, oh my God, like you, I feel like you were speaking to my heart. I've been through that, and I just want to say you are so inspirational and you inspire me. And it's like, this is what I do it for. That reaction right there, you know? And so, yeah.
So you mixed a little bit of words of wisdom for our youth, but I want you to be more specific. Talk to them like they're just everyone's watching you. Give them some words of advice, you know? Say if you're in front of a little girl or a little boy who's 16 and causing ruckus, acting out like the system says, but they don't recognize it's just a lot of trauma that they don't know how to deal with it, you know? What would you say to those kids?
That's interesting, because I was just talking to my niece last night who's going through a little rough, rebellious stage.
You know, how old is the little one?
She's, 14?
Oh.
Now gonna be 15.
Got to get a hold of that, right?
Yeah. And I was like, but I had to let her know though. Honestly, like, we're so quick to tell a kid they're bad. Oh, you acting up. You being bad. You doing this, right? And I told her, like, when I was in high school, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. 'Cause she was and she just had some things she was doing, right? I was like, I was ditching. I got caught smoking weed at school. I got, you know what I mean? But guess what? Sid never turned her back on me. Miss Holly. Shout out to Miss Holly. She's a sheriff now, but she never turned her back on me. It was a lot of people that didn't turn their back on me. It was people who did and tried to label me, you know what I mean? But I had to let her know, as a teenager, you are going to make mistakes.
Yeah, correct.
That's all the way up to about 21. You know what I mean? Some stuff I didn't have figured out till I was 30. You're gonna make mistakes, and a lot of those mistakes ain't even gonna be because you don't know what's right from wrong. Because I said, when you do those things, what's the first thing you think? Oh, I shouldn't have did that. I should have been doing this. And it's like, because we know innately what's right and what's wrong, right? But when I went to go smoke weed at school, it's because I saw my friends doing it, and they was like, oh, I was smoking and I didn't get caught. I was like, you ain't get caught? Oh, so I'm smoking with y'all tomorrow then, if y'all ain't get caught. You know what I mean? So I went to the bathroom with a hall pass. I did it the right way, and I see a kid out of class walking around. I'm like, hey, how you getting out of class without a pass? I'm ditching. You ditching? How you ditching and didn't get caught? Oh, I be over here behind this building. I be right here. Don't nobody be over there. Oh, I'm ditching too. You know what I mean? Wow. And so it's like, I didn't do it because, you know, I did it because, for one, I was trying to identify what I was. I was like, well, this is, if it's cool for them, it's cool for me. It's not that I was a follower, but I was like, I want to see what that's like, you know? And so I had to let her know, don't be too hard on yourself. You ain't gonna have it all figured out at 14, 15, 16, 17. You're not gonna have it figured out. And you got in trouble this time. And I told her, be prepared for every consequence for those actions that you do. Because you can go ditch, but when you get caught, you can't be mad when you get in trouble. You can go do it, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get upset with the consequences. And that's the problem with the youth today. People are not teaching them to be accountable and to know that there's consequences with their actions. And so I would say, like, to know that you ain't gonna have it all figured out. You gonna make mistakes. You gonna fall short. Find those people who don't give up when you fail, and be prepared to deal with the consequences when you do mess up. Accountability.
That's great. Also, great 3 episodes with our girl Johna. We're gonna let you close it out. Where can they find you at? Because I know you got social media.
Yes, I'm on social media at Johna Rivers, on all platforms, JOHNARIVERS. Please be on the lookout for some of my music that's going to be dropping at the end of the year, and show love to RightWay Foundation in their winter campaign.
Yes, the holiday season. Please donate. Let's get our babies off the street. 2026, let's end homelessness, and it starts with all of our listeners and viewers, since we're now on the tube. Peace and God bless.